And I was behind the bar and I was serving my brother at the time. And I heard it was like a cork popping. And I looked behind me and there was a bullet hole in the mirror. I says, get down, get down. So everybody dropped and they were on the floor, and then the bullets rained in.
In June 1994, 6 men lost their lives in the Loughin Island massacre while watching Ireland play Italy in the World Cup. Weeks later, loyalist UFF forces tried to repeat the attack when Italy met Brazil in the final, this time targeting the Hawthorne Inn in Annaclone. That night, the 17th of July, publican John Loy got a feeling that something wasn't right and decided to close the bar's thick mahogany doors early, saving the lives of everybody inside.
The summer of '94 was, in many ways, it was a summer of excitement. It was a summer of hope. Everyone knew, or everyone hoped or anticipated that the Troubles were coming to an end. And the World Cup was on. Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, were in the World Cup in New York or in America. It was a big summer. People were football, it wasn't just football fans, it was the whole of the country were excited. Absolutely nothing had happened before in Loughin Island. You know, because it's not Belfast, it's not Derry, it's not a big city. It's somewhere that nothing had ever happened before, and that was the tragedy. It was such a soft target. Protestants drank in it, Catholics drank in it, but because the gang knew that nationalists would be drinking in the bar that night to watch the football, it was the easiest of targets.
The day of the 1994 World Cup final, Down also won the Ulster Championship in Clonus. John Loy had run a bus to the match and had brought some of the Down fans back to the Hawthorne Inn afterwards.
The crowd that was in that night were a mixture of the football fans and ordinary Sunday night people, you know. There really was no troubles in this area. It's both sections of the community, Protestant and Catholic, got on very well. There was nothing sinister going on in the pub because it's just a farming community, and you know, most of the guys are farmers or just come in to talk about football or something like that, you know. It usually wouldn't close till after 11 o'clock, but I had a premonition that night that there was going to be something happening and closed the doors. I believe because it was a GA match that we would be targeted, you know, as having run a bus, you know.
They were attacking bars where they knew nationalists would be drinking because of the football, because of the World Cup. They wanted to carry out such atrocious and sickening attacks that the Catholic community would force Republican paramilitaries to say no more. So that's why there were attacks on Loughin Island, and that's why there were attacks on Annaclone and other soft targets at that time.
When they come back from the football, there was children along with their parents, and they went up to play pool. They were saying, "Mister, this is not working. Sign up round." And I looked, and it was an Irish 10p that stuck in it, and that wouldn't release. So I said to myself, "Right, I have no time to start this," because there's people getting on drinks. And I said, "No, it's broke." So they went back to it and started hammering it. And I said, "Holy God, you broke my good pool table." And switched the light off, and they all come running down here where the parents were, you know. If they had been there, if they had been at the pool table, it was a miracle. Only what happened, they would have been slaughtered. The ambulance arrived, yeah, and I think there was 4 or else 5 people went on it, but there was nobody seriously hurt. It was superficial wounds, you know.
It's sheer luck that you know that these things, these atrocities didn't happen again and again and again. And were they properly investigated? Sadly, no. In a lot of instances, we find more and more that these atrocities weren't properly investigated.
It would have been a massacre if they had to get in here, you know, because it's a long, narrow bar, and those sort of done unbelievable damage to people.
It's everybody who was involved in the Troubles needs to finally say, we are prepared to accept that what we did was wrong. Because it wasn't just Republicans, it wasn't just Loyalists, it wasn't just the police and the British Army, it was everybody. We all did wrong. And we all have a responsibility to the families who lost loved ones to tell them what was wrong. We all have a responsibility to give them the answers.